Life in the 21st century America can be stressful. Work inflation, politics, whew, families, the kids' schedules, we're coming up on that. We're a nation always on the go. However, a just released survey reveals that Americans may finally be getting the message that taking intentional moments of laziness isn't always a negative. It could be a good for the body and the spirit. Now, joining us to talk about this survey and give some insight is Dr. Sue Varma, psychiatrist and author of Practical Optimism, the Art, Science, and Practice of Exceptional Well-Being. Good morning, Dr. Varma. How are you?
Good morning. Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
I'm excited for you to be here too. So now, Dr. Varma, tell us about some of the most interesting findings from the survey.
So I was fascinated by the fact that the survey has two very interesting pieces of information. So the Harris Poll survey commissioned by Lazy Boy showed that while 2/3 of us feel extremely guilty about taking time off, 9 out of 10 of us believe that we could really benefit from it. So we're looking at laziness as self-care, which is kind of a revolutionary concept considering most of us grew up with thinking of laziness as like somebody who just wasn't doing anything or not being productive. But we're looking at it in a very positive and intentional framework as it relates to our health. We're like taking time off is good for the mind and the body.
I am glad to hear that because that's exactly what I did 24 hours ago. So, why do we feel so guilty when we do nothing at all?
I love that. You know, we were just conditioned to think that like our self-worth was based on being productive. So if you were not doing anything, you weren't like a contributing member of your household or of society. And especially nowadays when there's so much pressure on everyone, from young people to older adults, to succeed, to, you know, always have friends, to always be doing something. So the emphasis, especially in the United States, is, you know, you must be on the go. Like there's a badge of honor with busyness, almost even with burnout sometimes, which is a shame. And so that's why I really love that this study highlights that we desperately need and crave moments of laziness.
Now, how can we shift our mindset to see laziness as a beneficial practice?
So the first thing is by recognizing that it really does have mental and physical health benefits. And I think of laziness as like an investment, like in your like health bank account, if you will, that it really like is for longevity and for prevention. And you know, the thing my mom always used to say, like an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of gold. I really do believe that. And the way that we go about this is by creating moments in our day and being very intentional and scheduling them. So anywhere from like 5 to 10-minute breaks every once, you know, even once in 2 hours would be good. And to have a dedicated space in your home that I call it Zen Den, a place of relaxation, an oasis almost, where you tell the rest of the world goodbye, do not disturb for these 5-10 minutes. And it could be a pillow on the floor, it could be a yoga mat, it could be a Lazy Boy recliner, whatever works for you. But the take home is that you carve this in your schedule like you would any other really important appointment in your life.
Now, speaking of this, what are the benefits of not going 100 miles per hour all the time?
You know, the benefits are decreased inflammation in the body. And now that when we look at our stress hormones, cortisol, norepinephrine, this is what causes inflammation in the body, and this is what causes chronic illnesses. So anything that you can imagine, whether it is heart disease, cholesterol, diabetes, strokes, Alzheimer's, you name it, cancer, all of it has some connection to cortisol, which is our stress hormone gone haywire. All of us have stress, all of us have cortisol in our body, but it's not meant to be elevated the entire day, all day long at very high levels, which is why you have to say, I am going to, for my health, take 5 to 10 minutes off every hour if possible, but at least every 2 to 3 hours.
Now, what is the best thing about self-compassion?
Self-compassion, number one, is free. It's accessible. Anytime you say, you know what, I'm really being hard on myself. I know I'm really hard on myself. So for me to be able to say, you know what, am I the only person who has struggled in this world? No. Am I the only human being that makes a mistake? No. But I am deserving of rest. I am worthy of taking breaks every now and then simply because I'm human. So self-compassion says, it's okay to take a break. The world will still be there. Go ahead, take your 5-minute break.
Now, where can our viewers go for all this great information?
So viewers should go to lazyboy.com or visit their nearest Lazy Boy retailer for more information. They can also pick up a copy of Practical Optimism. But really, laziness starts from just having that intention and being at home and creating that Zen den and, being very intentional and making every lazy moment count.
I've been speaking with Dr. Sue Varma, and as soon as we're done, I'm going to make my lazy point count. I promise you, Dr. Varma.
Oh, thank you. I'm so glad. I'm so glad to hear that. That's awesome.
Dr. Varma, you have a great day.
Thank you so much, James. You too.